Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Brian Plays. We are continuing Super Mario Bros. 3, and we're up to the last world, second screen of the last world. So let's wrap up this game. If you stuck with me for this far, might as well stay and enjoy the rest of the game. And we have a lot of items that we can use, since we're at the end anyways. And I do want to get sucked into all these little levels here. Of course, I haven't been on in a few days. I gotta get used to the controls again. But, whoa. Well, probably deserve that. At least we got a stutter step going. This would be a fun level to use the star in. There we go. It is possible to skip all of these levels, but you know, you will miss an item at the end. And you know, I like to think of these levels as training for the last part. So, I'm sorry I wasn't able to go on the last couple of nights. Last night I had a power outage. And the night before it was just too late. I really didn't want to start close to 1 o'clock. So, in the meantime, I did create a YouTube channel. I mean, for now it's just my name. But, you know, I might call it Brian Plays, because that's what I greet myself as every night when I go live. But, yeah, I'm pretty much learning the ins and outs of YouTube now. And as of now, I know my videos will never be as good quality as most everybody else that puts videos on. I don't have a built-in recorder to my TV. I guess I could figure out how to... I play from the systems. I guess I could hook up my system to the computer and have a clear picture that covers the whole screen, instead of this little shoddy setup where I'm basically aiming my phone at the TV. The first couple of videos I did with the Doom, I know I didn't really speak until the third video. I was just basically reacting to what I was seeing on the screen. But the volume is pretty low if you watch the videos from your TV. Oh, but you know, they look their best when you look at it from your phone. So I just hope not too many people mind when they see my video, because I'm probably gonna get thumbs down for quality and I don't know, volume control. But you know, I'm learning. Using the leaf in a level like this is pretty useful because you want to control your descent. Here's where I got hit last time, I believe. Yeah. Of course I was right at the end. I don't think there's any other items here. So after we finish this game, we would have completed the trilogy of the first 3 NES Mario games, and I have to decide what else I want to play. I do want to stick with a lot of the older games for NES. There's a lot of games that I started that there are some cool sequels for. I probably could have just ran off that pipe on the right. What I could do here is, how many P's do I have? I have a lot of P's. I believe there is something up here. Or, yep. Yeah, I'm glad I died now, because I told you one of my goals, the goals in my videos are to inform you guys about the game's history. I want to show you the completion of each game, and I want to also provide some hints and tips that I figured out through my years of playing. And if you choose to watch my videos expecting like a speed run or anything like that, that's just not the style that I play. See, when the designers made this game, they did like the idea that Mario could fly, but a lot of the developers were weary about how long you could fly, because if you could fly for an infinite amount of time, you could just bypass all the levels, and you know, that wouldn't be fair. Imagine designing a level and you just choose to fly over everything. So that's how they got that P meter. But as a concession to the original idea, they did have the rare P, the P item, which would last the level. It would last in that level until you got hit by an enemy. So, you know, it was nice that they included that in the game. I remember seeing this level on the Nintendo Power strategy guide, and this hill looks so awesome in the diagram. These pipes will just take you to different areas on the map that are not important. And when you use one of these doorways, you should always be alert of where you're going to end up. Sometimes you'll be on a moving conveyor belt. I actually don't remember ever getting that P. That was pretty neat. This is a tricky jump, but you always have an item over here. Now I believe this area loops, so you have to essentially figure out what is the right door to go to. It's nice that those blocks regenerate. Well, I wanted to get into that. Pay attention to the doors that appear here. Alright, so you just wait here and then the conveyor belt starts up again. It's a tricky level. You probably could lose a life just figuring out the right path. Alright, so now this should bring us to the final screen. Not sure which one is the right one. This is it. Alright, so this is your penultimate level now. It only gets harder from here. Like I said in the last video, this is probably the biggest onslaught Mario has ever faced in a Mario game. I guess Bowser was a little young back then. He had all this energy to plan all this attack. That's one difficult part. Now you gotta survive. And then there should be no help for you, so here we go. Alright. That's why you really gotta get that pattern down on Boom Boom early, so you don't have to waste a life on him. Now we get ready for Bowser's Castle. You can really use any weapon, any item you want. Now these statues will spit lasers at you. Bowser got his little mini Bowser statues with frickin' laser beams attached to them. I believe you can break these. No, I guess not. actually saw a video online where the Tanuki statue actually killed those lights. And I'm not sure what was different about it. I'll try to explore here and show you what each little alcove is. There's a bunch of alcoves at the end of this. Over here though, there's just, you're over a pit of lava. So you have a lot of doors here and options you can go. Well, I think I just took it to the end. That's alright. I'm not sure if all of them spit. And this is a perfect throwback to the castles in the original, where you see the flames from Bowser. Alright. Now, when you fight Bowser, as long as you duck while Bowser is doing his ground pound, you will not take any hit damage. And this is basically a puzzle. When he jumps, he's going to jump where you were. So what you want to do is position yourself over here, because he'll have no ground left eventually. So you kind of see what's happening. The more ground he breaks. Oh, that was a diagonal. So basically, if he falls in that spot again, he's gonna die. Or come back in the next sequel. There you go. And that's the first time Bowser has his trademark red hair. And you do not want to fall in there after him. And they gotta give Mario that extra height again. Otherwise he'd look like a wimp standing next to Peach. And this Princess in Another Castle theme was popular at this time. That's what the end of every world, that's what the person told you at the end. And then in Mario Land, you also had the fake princesses. So this is a callback to the fact that this is pretty much a stage production. So when Mario's not doing his plumbing, he's acting. And like I mentioned in the other video, you'll notice that a lot of the blocks and platforms are all tied by string or bolted to a background because they're set pieces. But this concludes one of the greatest games of all time. One of the most anticipated games of all time. Probably the best game for the NES in many people's opinions. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. And we finally got this game done. And now there's plenty of other games to play. And we'll see what the next one will be next time. So have a great night.